The grocery store is a hall of mirrors. You're paying more for the air inside the package than the product itself. You walk down the snack aisle, you grab your favorite bag of chips. It looks perfectly identical to the one you bought last year. Same bright colors, same familiar logo, same exact price tag. But something is missing. You just can't see it yet. It's a silent heist happening right under your nose. And the craziest part? It is entirely legal. It's called shrinkflation, and it is a masterclass in corporate psychological warfare. But how exactly are these massive brands pulling this off without you noticing? Take a close look at a bottle of Gatorade. A while back, they replaced their iconic 32-ounce bottle with a sleek, aerodynamic 28-ounce version. It looks modern, it's easier to grip, but it holds 12% less liquid, and they charged you the exact same price. Or go to your pantry right now and look at your peanut butter or mayonnaise jar. Flip it upside down. See that massive crater indented in the bottom? That is not for structural integrity. That is a false bottom. It is a brilliant trick designed to carve out precious ounces of food while keeping the jar looking exactly the same height and width on the shelf. But here's the part no one notices. It gets worse. Because this isn't just about putting less food in a box. It's about actively hacking human biology. Behavioral economists know that you are highly sensitive to price, but completely blind to volume. It is a cognitive glitch called inattentional blindness. If your favorite cereal goes from $4 to $5, your brain sounds an alarm. You get angry. You buy a cheaper generic brand. But if that same box quietly loses an ounce of weight, you don't even blink.
They are weaponizing your own perception against you. And what they do with the cardboard packaging next is even more deceptive. But before I show you their absolute sneakiest trick, take a second to hit the like and subscribe buttons, because once you see how deep this illusion goes, you will never look at a grocery store the same way again. Alright, let's talk about that cereal box. They don't just take the food out and leave it half empty. They completely redesign the geometry of the box to trick your eyes. They make the packaging slightly taller, but significantly thinner. When you look at it straight on from the supermarket shelf, your brain anchors to the height. Your mind instantly assumes you are getting a massive amount of food, but the depth has been quietly shaved down. You are literally buying a two-dimensional illusion.
What?
And this goes way beyond cereal and sports drinks. It is happening in your bathroom. Toilet paper brands are quietly shaving off dozens of sheets per roll. The cardboard tube in the middle gets thicker, so the roll looks just as fat on the holder. It is happening to your favorite bag of Doritos, dropping from 9.75 ounces to 9.25 ounces. It's the exact same bag, just pumped full of more nitrogen gas. And this is where it gets incredibly sneaky. You might think companies do this just because they're greedy, but shrinking a product actually costs these corporations millions of dollars up front. They have to design entirely new packaging, they have to retool their massive factory lines, they have to buy expensive new plastic molds. Why on earth would they spend millions of dollars just to give you less?
Because they know the brutal math of inflation. When the cost of wheat, plastic, and fuel skyrockets, companies have a choice: raise the price and lose their customers, or shrink the product and protect their profit margins forever. But here is the ultimate twist. They aren't just shrinking the size anymore, they're shrinking the quality. It's a new trend called skimpflation. They swap out real sugar for cheaper artificial sweeteners. They use lower quality oils. They dilute the ingredients. You aren't just getting less of the product, you're getting a worse version of the product, engineered to taste just good enough that you don't complain. It is a hidden tax on your daily life. You aren't just battling economic inflation, you're battling a massive global supply chain that has realized the absolute easiest way to make more money is to sell you the illusion of a product. The next time you walk into a supermarket, don't fall for the bright logos. Don't stare at the giant price tags. Look closely at the net weight printed in tiny font in the bottom corner of the box. Because the cost of your groceries hasn't stayed the same. The numbers just got smaller, and the air got a whole lot more expensive.